On iBrand News, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) places Nigeria at moderate risk as Ebola hits neighboring countries. At least 20 Al-Shabaab members killed during a military operation in Somalia. Nigeria's economy exits recession as GDP grows by 0.11% in fourth quarter of 2020. And thank you for joining us on News Now, and here are the stories we're tracking at this hour. I am Beneth Joseph. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) says it has placed Nigeria at moderate risk of Ebola outbreak. A statement released by the NCDC via its website stated the decision is based on the proximity of Guinea to Nigeria and other West African countries, as well as other indicators. Guinea experienced Ebola outbreak on the 14th of February, resulting to several cases of death. The World Health Organization, Africa Centers for Disease Control, and the West African Health Organization have, however, offered to support the country's response activities. Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, retired, says insurgency may continue in the country for another 20 years. He said the military alone cannot win the war unless civil leadership provided economic and social solutions. The ex-military chief spoke when he appeared before the Senate on Foreign Affairs for screening a non-career ambassador, former Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, former Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, and former Chief Defense Staff Intelligence Air Vice Marshal Mohammed Sani Usman were also nominated by President Muhammadu Buhari after their retirement. The chairman, People's Democratic Party Committee on Electoral Reforms and Constitutional Amendment, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, is seeking the creation of state police to stem the spate of insecurity in the country. Ekweremadu made this known on Thursday during the inauguration of the committee at the People's Democratic Party's national headquarters in Abuja. The former Deputy Senate President emphasized that with the right political will in place, Nigeria can have state police within 10 days. He noted that there was a general consensus that the current centralization system of policing has failed woefully. Popular Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has advised the federal government to give bandits blanket amnesty. Speaking to newsmen after his meeting with the bandits and the Niger State governor, Gumi advised the federal government to extend amnesty to bandits as given to Niger Delta militants. Gumi, who claimed he met with different factions of the bandits in Niger State, said the outcome of the meeting was positive. He clarified he met with the bandits in his mission to ensure there is absolute peace in the state. Residents of Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State on Thursday stormed the government house in Benin over the killing of 7 persons by alleged criminal herdsmen. The protesters stated in the last few weeks they had experienced frequent killings of innocent residents of the area by rampaging herdsmen. According to them, 7 persons were killed by criminal herdsmen in the farming communities of Ugboke, Oshodi, Okokodo, Arinyon, and the Yoruba camp in the local government area. The leader of the protesters, Michael Idahosa, disclosed residents of the affected communities could no longer bear the incessant attacks by the criminal herdsmen. And on the Africa scene, at least 20 Al-Shabaab militants were killed in a military operation in Somalia's southern Lower Shabelle region, according to the army chief on Thursday. General Oda Yusuf told a military-run radio service that senior commanders of the group, which is affiliated with Al-Qaeda, were among the dead. A military official in the region said the operation was launched after intelligence was received that Al-Shabaab terrorists were hiding in some villages in the country. He said several soldiers were also wounded in the operation. And on the foreign scene, the American Space Agency has successfully landed its Perseverance rover in a deep crater near the planet's equator called Jezero. Matt Wallace, the mission's deputy project manager, confirmed the spacecraft is in good shape. Engineers at NASA's Mission Control in California erupted with joy when the confirmation of touchdown came through. The 6-wheeled vehicle will now spend at least the next 2 years drilling into the local rocks, looking for evidence of past life. Jezero is thought to have held a giant lake billions of years ago. The UK government's borrowing hit £8.8 billion in January, making history as the highest January figure since records began in 1993. It was the first time in 10 years that more has been borrowed in January than collected through tax and other income. January is usually a key revenue-raising month as it is when taxpayers submit their self-assessment returns. Tax income fell by less than £1 billion, but the government spent £19.7 billion more than last year on measures such as furlough. According to the Office of the National Statistics (ONS), government borrowing for this financial year has now reached £270.6 billion, which is £222 billion more than a year ago. Huawei is delving into pig farming as it deals with tough sanctions on its smartphones. The Chinese telecoms giant was stopped from accessing vital components after the Trump administration labeled it a threat to the U.S. national security. In response to struggling smartphone sales, Huawei is looking at other sources of revenue for its technology. Along with artificial intelligence AI tech for pig farmers, Huawei is also working with the coal mining industry. Former U.S. President Donald Trump claimed Huawei can share customer data with the Chinese government, allegations it has repeatedly denied. As a result, the world's largest telecoms equipment maker has been limited to making 4G models as it lacks U.S. government's permission to import components for its 5G models. Nigeria's gross domestic product GDP grew by 0.11% year-on-year in real terms in the fourth quarter of 2020, representing the first positive quarterly growth in the last 3 quarters. This is contained in the Nigerian Gross Domestic Product Report published by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS). According to the report, the growth was largely driven by positive growth recorded in the information and communication sector, 15.9%, and agriculture, 3.4%. A private commodities exchange company, Apex Commodities Exchange Limited, has announced the first warehouse receipt-backed commercial paper in Africa. The paper has tech-enabled operations and a 24-hour fast cash turnaround for borrowers. This was disclosed by Apex in a statement issued on Thursday. The $50 million Agri-SMEs Fund is expected to bridge the funding gap between lenders and borrowers in the Nigerian agricultural sector with a commodity-backed instrument for the first time. Ayodeji Balogun, the chief executive officer of the company, said the financing deal will help eradicate the high cost of procurement incurred by processors by deploying a discounted value of a warehouse receipt distributed among 5 leading players in the food and beverage, trading, poultry and animal feed segments in Nigeria. That's news now at this hour on iBrandTV. For more news stories, do visit our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and follow all of our social media platforms. I am Bernard Joseph, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.